Alright, my worst of list for 2012. So, this thing kept happening this year where I ended up missing a lot of the worst movies this year. Either I would just not have the money that weekend, or there were just too many other movies coming out that weekend along with the really crappy one. My point is, I don't really have a bottom 10, there's just the bottom 8. And I could have added more movies, but I'm not going to put a movie that I just thought was mediocre on my bottom 10 list just to fill a slot. So, let's just get to it. Red Dawn. Good looking people, guns, explosions, America, and one of the most hilarious self sacrifice scenes ever witnessed on film. Don't see it. Battleship. You know a movie is bad when the character you end up hating the most is played by a retired Marine missing his legs. Sorry, Pete Berg, but I like you, but I just gotta be honest. Bachelorette. Not a ripoff of Bridesmaids, but still a bad movie in of itself. I wasn't too harsh on it during my review because I did genuinely like at least the first half of the third act, but tired jokes, unlikable characters, and a wild night where nothing all that exciting really happens makes this a pretty bad movie. Kirsten Dunst, Lizzie Chaplin, Isla Fisher, you three deserve better. Dark Shadows. Tim Burton, thank you for Frankenweenie, but I'm not going to let my enjoyment of that film let me forget about this one. This is just a colossal mess. They mix comedy, horror, action, creepy sex stuff into this 2-hour remake of a soap opera. Just, Contraband. I just happen to not have any money the weekend that this came out in theaters, but I watched this with my mom and my brother on a whim a few weeks back, and it may not be the worst movie of the year, but it's definitely one of like the worst scripts. Like every sentence, someone drops an F bomb. Just why? It's so predictable. Mark Wahlberg, what were you thinking? There's not any moment where I was just excited in this, and just don't. Contraband's just a waste of time. The Cold Light of Day. If it wasn't for Looper, I'd say that Bruce Willis has stopped trying, and if it wasn't for Cabin in the Woods, I would say that Sigourney Weaver stopped trying, but regardless, they were both in this highly forgettable action film starring Henry Cavill, whose movies had not really been making a strong case for him as Superman, but at this point there's no reason to hold it against him since the movie's been filmed. I can barely remember this movie. Henry Cavill's on vacation with his family. He's got daddy issues with Bruce Willis, and his family gets kidnapped, and he has to rescue them because of something. I don't know. Don't see it. Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance. I actually almost forgot about this one, but then I watched my old review for it. It had potential to be like a so bad it's kind of fun movie, but it ended up just being bad and boring, which is like the worst kind of bad. When stuff wasn't blowing up, it was just kind of hard to get into this. Don't see this. Idris Elba, I feel bad that you had to be in this. And of course, number one, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. There was not a single point where I was enjoying this movie from beginning to end. This was just a gigantic mess of a movie. Yes, and I know it's called Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. I'm not supposed to take it seriously, but I just didn't have any fun with it. Like, I couldn't laugh at it. There was just nothing to smile about. I just sat in the theater numb for 2 hours, and that was just unpleasant. So yeah, I didn't see The Apparition or Silent Hill or Resident Evil or Piranha D, but that's still my bottom 10. Still bad movies, just they might not be as bad as those, but hey, I'm just going off of what I saw. Not really sure how to end this.